There are business leaders out there who achieve what they want. And there are all the others. Leading is a discipline, an art, not a talent. You can learn it, you can even master it. Make sure you get what you want. Hello and welcome in the Live It, Lead It podcast. This is episode number 1 and let's go right into it. Hi Musab.
Hey Olaf, how are you?
Very, very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I did have a question for you though. Are you the best you?
Well,
I mean, it's not a riddle.
Sure.
So are you the best version of yourself?
So, am I the best version of myself? So, there were times in the career where I think I would have said yes. Mm-hmm. So, and after study, I was 20 years working in IT industries in leadership positions. The last one was responsibility for a global IT infrastructure. And since I run my company, I would say no, I'm not the best version of myself.
Okay.
I am not. So, are you the best version of yourself?
That's a great question. I think I'm in the process of bettering myself. And I think that's the best you can do, right? Because if we say you're the best version of yourself, it's almost something close to perfection. I think if you ask someone that question and they say yes,
then they have no clue.
They have no clue. Exactly.
I was in back in the days, and I think this is 7 or 8 years ago or something. I did medieval leather shoes. So means I did them by hand, and I was never satisfied with none of my results. Whatever shoe I made, the surroundings, they were just yelling and they were just getting tears in their eyes when they got a shoe as a present, or a pair of shoes as a present, and I was never convinced. And it was always this little thing which was not as good as it should have been. And then there I heard the first time, perfection is never to be achieved. You can't. Because when you're optimizing, you always see the next step.
Yes.
And I think this is eternal. This will not stop. So am I the best person am I the best person that I can be? The answer is no. Mm-hmm. And I'm completely with you. I know that, and I'm on the way.
Okay.
So let's go for our listeners now. This is a podcast for leaders and for people who want to be leader. And this is a podcast as I have a strong IT background, which goes very often a little bit more into the IT direction. And I have an agenda with my fellow head of IT infrastructure colleagues.
Right.
We will come to this in the next episodes. You are there and you're promoted and you have a very high income and you have power. You have maybe even this parking place at the very front row. You only have just begun.
Right.
We as managers, we are in a tricky position. We are the highest paid persons in the organization and we are the least trained people in the organization.
Ah.
Let me swing this out, because now I can see people just going on the fast forward or stop button or something like that.
Right.
Dear audience, let's listen to this. Who has a solid leadership training? Who is a trained, educated leader? Send me an email, olaf@liveitleadit.com. And I assume I'm not receiving many of the emails, because we still have leadership. Not many people understand leadership as an art, like shoemaking, which you can optimize, which you can train, which you can learn. Lots of people are still on the talent side of things. And a lot of people are just connect the leadership role with the ego.
Ah.
So when I am in this leadership position and I got promoted because I deserve it, because I'm the best person here on the farm, and then I tell you, well, what you're doing is not a good tool which you use, and you don't even know that some of what you do is a tool, then lots of people connect this to themselves personally. This is the point where people think they are perfect because everything that is, well, if you don't ask a fish about the water.
Yeah.
If you do not know that your leadership job is a job with a set of tools, with a set of words connected, with a set of information that you got to know, and you do not know all of these things, then you think you just lead because you lead, and because you deserve it, and because God came and kissed you, whatever. If you do not know that this is an art, you cannot improve because you have no clue what this is.
Ah, okay. So if you get someone that sees, management leadership as something that has to do with your talents, meaning I don't really need to work at it because it's either there or it's not, then you'll never be the best version of yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you're like, well, I'm good with people, so therefore I'm good with telling people what to do, therefore I'm a good leader, right? And that's not how it works.
Yeah, I mean, enough people, and this is the majority, and this is the average leader that I can see out there, sadly enough. People think that this is the case. And this is not because people are bad people, especially leaders are not necessarily bad people, but nearly no leader out there, and if you listen to this, you can double check the next sentence for yourself. They don't have idols. They don't have this person that they know, maybe even their own boss, where they think, okay, I understand, this is arts. This is a sequence of tools executed, mastered in the right way.
Right.
I bet if you listen to this, then your boss is just bossing around. He has no clue, she has no clue, and she's just doing what she thinks is leadership. And if shit hits the fan, then she's just doing what she sees in television.
Right.
So one idea of this podcast is to create the understanding in the brain of the audience. When you're a leader, congratulations, the journey has already started. And as I said, this is a sentence, when you have told me this 20 years ago, then I would have said, whoa, I'm upset now. I am God-given here at this position. I've been there, done that. Yes. The message is leadership is an art. You can improve. And my advice is you shall seek for improvement.
Right. It's almost like a perishable skill. So obviously we've spoken about sports. You've spoken about, making shoes a long time ago. If you don't practice on how to get better, if you don't do that, or you do the bare minimum, after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, they're going to be even worse than they were in the beginning. So leadership and management, the tools and the skills, they are all perishable, meaning if you don't do them, they will depart and you will be worse for that. You'll be a worse manager, a worse leader.
Let's bring both ideas together.
Yeah.
This podcast aims for your life and for your job.
Right.
And as you said, if you don't maintain your life and you don't maintain your skills in the job, let's go for your body. You're there and you are, 28, 31, something in that range, and you just look like Adonis because you just came right from study, and then work hits you and you are just there and you've been given your first team. And I just do, currently I'm quite busy. I just do the training next year.
Yeah.
I start the training next year. 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 40 come, your doctor tells you, well, this is quite 40 kilograms, which you are just carrying for fun, right?
Yeah.
What's the point? You have back issues? Oh, I'm not surprised. 50 come. Oh, you have knee issues. I'm absolutely not surprised when you talk about your blood pressure.
Yeah.
60 come. First divorce done. First heart attack in sight. You screwed up your life.
Exactly.
Same in when you are a leader. And we record this in 2019, and I hope you hear this in 2029. The world is moving faster, I believe, than it ever had before. Markets are getting more open. We have less and less barriers. 200 years ago, we had serious transportation barriers. When somebody in Great Britain was producing something, then we in Germany couldn't really, get it because it was just far away. It was by far too expensive to get it here. So today, all of that is gone. Customs borders, gone. Internet changed this whole industry. So we can run our podcast here from Budapest, and you can hear it whenever you want and wherever you are. World is changing. So if you stick with your leadership skills, and I'm careful with the word skills when you just still think that this is your talent, then you're competing with a lot of other people, believe it or not. And we see this at the moment. And I come from Germany, so I can see this in Germany. We have, surprise, surprise, since 10 years, well, let's say since 5 years, people coming on the market into the workforce that don't accept to be led like my dad was led, because they say, no, hang on. I don't care about if you want to bribe me with a smartphone which is paid by the company, or I don't need even a car. And then HR is just passing out like, what? What? We can't give, what? You don't want our car? This is our policy. And then they turn around and say, okay, why are we doing this? And nobody can answer the why question. So my message is, my belief is, we are here, we are on a journey. And this journey starts with 0 and it ends when it ends. And the majority of people don't understand it. They live the average life that they've got, they seen with their parents and that they see in school. In school, we are trained, especially in Europe, to just be equal. Don't stand out. Don't be awesome. Awesomeness is forbidden. Just don't completely suck, but just suck enough that the others like you, because everybody sucks.
Right.
And I preach for excellence. Become the best version of you that you can ever be. Who decides what is the best version? Yourself. Have a dream. Have a big dream. Dream big. The idiots change the world. And we will hear the Steve Jobs example in later podcast episodes.
Yeah.
So I'm now not putting that onto the table, but if you've heard if you heard me saying beforehand, then you know what this is about. So, am I the best person that I can be? By far not. I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not. I have 40 more years to come. If I would be perfect now, that would be quite boring. 40 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go for it. Let's approach this. Let's become better. Let's leave average where it is. Let's become awesome on every level.
Excellent.
That's my answer to that.
Yeah. Great answer. All right. Thank you, Olaf.
Cool. What's up? Thanks. Have a good one. Bye, man.
Thank you. Bye.